Hi everyone and welcome to the channel. If it's your first time, make yourself at home. As it's the run up to Christmas, we've got mince pies and warm drinks. Today we're going to have a look at someone from the other side of the world, someone from the bottom of the world, someone from Australia. A guy called Mitchell. And Mitchell is going to school us on gravity. Or so he thinks. Thankfully, I've got my amazing patrons. With massive thanks to my patrons, including new patrons, John Tomchick, Paul M. Rowe, Tom C., Bjorn Kametz, James Holman, Michael O'Quinn, Stromgall, Edwulf Sledgeferter, Opus One, Keith Morrill, Tim Boston, Alexander Henkel, Janie, Stephen Huxtable, Surf and Paul Reap, and my newest patron, Kirk Bastek. I also want to wish you all a happy Christmas and a fantastic New Year. So come on in, Mitchell, do your worst, tell us how we're so wrong. Roll VT.
This is a simple observation anyone can do at home. You need a container, put water in it, cover the entry of the container, and invert it. You've just made anti-gravity water.
What you talking about, Willis?
You've just made anti-gravity water.
I thought that's what you said. I think you better tell us about this.
Or did gravity just have a sick day today? Maybe, if we put the mass of the water closer to the mass of the Earth, this will increase the gravity.
Actually, Mitchell, it will, but only by the tiniest of amounts. Such a small amount, it's not going to make a difference.
No? How about we accelerate the mass to increase the force of gravity?
Nice try, Mitchell. But first of all, you ain't changing gravity at all. The acceleration downwards isn't going to help. The deceleration, the sudden deceleration at the end, may though.
Still not working. I know, this is no longer the accepted theory of gravity for today.
No. Gravitational theory has not changed today.
What we need to do is bend some space-time. Just bending a bit of space-time, trying to make gravity appear.
You had me going there. I didn't realise that this was a Mickey take. God blimey.
Tell you what, if gravity were a person, it would be constantly unemployed, because it never turns up to work. What I'm demonstrating here is this very weak vacuum is stronger than gravity.
You are serious? Oh, by the way, you haven't got a vacuum at the top of that glass. Good grief.
So if we see this very weak vacuum overcome gravity at its strongest when it is closer to the Earth.
First of all, you haven't got a vacuum, weak or otherwise. Vacuums don't suck. Vacuums don't do anything, although gases will try to disperse amongst them.
Why then do we never see the extreme infinite vacuum of space overcome gravity at its weakest at a further distance?
Ah, I see you've graduated from the Anthony Riley School of Arse-hattery and Fum-duckery.
But yet we are told by the heliocentric magicians the entire atmosphere is pulled down by gravity.
Yes. If there was no gravity, that atmosphere would disperse into the vacuum of space. As it is, gravity has its effect on each and every molecule in the atmosphere. Just like you lobbing a tennis ball in the air, it will turn around and come back down. The same force is acting on those air molecules. Simple.
Don't take any notice of the natural law this violates.
What natural law? Those air molecules are trying to whiz around and fly off into the vacuum of space, but there's a force holding them back. And that force is greater than their ability to overcome it. So they remain. But we do lose several hundred tons of atmosphere a day.
And the globe literally being the only example of this violation and can't be demonstrated.
Well, what about Venus then? That's got an atmosphere. And Mars, that's got an atmosphere, although very thin. Jupiter, that's almost all atmosphere. Saturn and Neptune, much the same. So there are other examples of great amounts of gas being held down by gravity so that they can't disperse amongst the vacuum or into the vacuum of space.
Well, I've got a magic trick too. I can use my wand to make gravity appear.
Well, abracafreaking-dabra.
Did the water just fall due to gravity?
Yes.
Again, this isn't gravity. If it were helium inside the container, it would not fall. It would rise out of the container.
Well, no, it would stay in the container because it can't escape. If you turn the container on its side, it could escape, and yes, it would go up, because that gas is less dense than the general atmosphere. It's more buoyant because of gravity.
What we're seeing here is the second law of thermodynamics.
What we are seeing here is nothing to do with thermodynamics, but do go on, dear boy.
And also, nature abhorring a vacuum, meaning nature can never allow a vacuum to exist.
Can't it? Look up at the night sky. 99.999999999 and a lot more nines% of the universe is vacuum.
When the container is inverted, the pressure inside is slightly less than the pressure outside the container.
Yes, it is. The weight of the water being pulled down by gravity is trying to lower the pressure still further in the air above it. It must do if the water's going down, or trying to go down. It's counterbalanced by the pressure of the atmosphere pushing all over around the glass and on that inverted lid. So it can't overcome it, despite gravity.
The air pressure outside is pushing on the container. It prevents the high pressure entering. So the vacuum inside the container...
Will you get it through your skull? There is no vacuum in that glass. The air in the top of that glass is at a slightly lower pressure than the surrounding atmosphere. Would you say there's a vacuum at the top of a mountain? Because it's a lot lower pressure there.
is not sucking the water and holding it up. The slightly higher pressure on the outside is pushing against the lid, trying to get in.
Okay, let's use some notional figures. You've got the water which is trying to drop to the floor because of gravity. It can't because of the lid. However, there's nothing holding the lid on physically. All that's keeping the lid there is the surrounding atmosphere at 14.7 psi. There is air at the top of the glass. As the water is trying to move down, it is very, very slightly lowering the pressure of that air. Let's say to 14.699 psi. So you've got 14.699 at the top of the glass and 14.7 pushing upwards. Which do you think is going to win?
But when the surface tension is disturbed...
Surface tension? Surface tension is what's on the top of the water and provides a meniscus. What you're disturbing is the bloody lid.
The contents of the container do not fall due to gravity. It is pushed out from the pressure rushing in to create equilibrium of air pressure.
The very moment you break that seal, the lid against the glass, the water can fall due to gravity because the space vacated by the water will be replaced by atmosphere rushing in. The atmosphere isn't pushing it down, the water is falling down. The atmosphere is merely pushing its way in to replace the water.
This is entropy.
Say entropy again. Say entropy again. I dare you. I double dare you.
Following the second law of thermodynamics.
Say second law of thermodynamics one more time. Say second law of thermodynamics one more time. I dare you. I double dare you, Father Mucker. Say second law of thermodynamics one more goddamn time. Sorry. That was a bit Tarantino.
The higher pressure enters the container, pushing the water out, and the water falls due to relative density.
Right, stop that! Silly!
Quite right, Major. I think he's been listening to Anthony Bleeding Riley too much. Look, Mitchell, you don't know what gravity is. You don't know what entropy is. You don't know what the second law of thermodynamics is. You don't know what a vacuum is. Hell, you don't even know what surface tension is. You don't know much, really. I mean, this is physics that you do in middle school when you're virtually playing at science. It's not rocket science. Read a book. Have a look at a couple of internet pages that will explain it to you. Just stop posting this utter guff on the internet. All you're doing is polluting people's minds. Right, this is pretty much the last call for 1-minute debunk videos made by anyone to be shown on this channel in a compilation show this Friday 20th December at 21:15 UTC. Contact me via mr-sensible@hotmail.com or via Discord. Just use the link that's in the video descriptions. On Saturday at 2100 UTC, that's Saturday 21st December, at last is the Conspiratard Cheese Awards, hosted by Jutmonk the Drunk Monkey, plus there's a secret special guest. Be there, it's gonna be fun. Following my request for experienced creators to make feature-length episodes for my channel in January, I've already had some kind offers, which I really appreciate. I still have more available slots I'm looking to cover. This is during a period of my daughter's wedding and a holiday, and I want stuff to go on the channel. It's good for me, good for the audience, and it could be good for you because you'll get new viewers coming to see your channel and hopefully some new subs for you as well. Just get in contact with me. Anyway, if you haven't already, remember to like the video, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Until next time, stay sensible.
Shut up and sit down.